Are you stupid or something? You probably are, and buddy, that's alright. You're in the right place to learn some stuff, so stick around and you just might. My name is Not Me, and I'll be asking some Q's, and at the end you'll be riddled with A's. You might score real high, but even if not, you'll sure be glad you played. If you're looking for prizes, just move along, there's no money for you to earn. You win by trying and doing your best, your prize is the stuff you learn. If you want to be an artiste, you have to know all you can about the world of art. So engage with this quiz, and at the end you'll say, I am smart.
I am not me. I am art. And I am here right now as your host for I Am Smart, the Notme Quiz. The quiz where people look to improve their art through learning and strive to earn the right to say, I am smart. The format of this quiz, very simple, very straightforward. 3 rounds of questions, 3 musings. That's what the M stands for. And a bonus round at the end. 20 points overall is what we're gunning for here. All you'll need for this quiz is something to write with, something to write on, a brain for thinking, and an imaginosphere for imagining. Both will be tested in this quiz. Optional is a beverage for toasting, whilst it's got absolutely nothing to do with the actual quiz. We do like to kick things off with a toast here. Just brings everybody together before our mental exertions. There's a little Twitch logo on there. It's pretty fancy. It's pretty fancy. Bought that myself. Here we go. To Keanu Reeves, who taught us all that acting ability isn't as important as what's in your heart. To Keanu, cheers. Hello, Smarties. I feel like I'm too low here. Too low. That's better. That's better. How are we all? How are we all? My goodness. So the Kilchers have already dropped in to say that they're not sticking around. They've got some kind of basketball game to attend. Basketball's a great sport. Basketball's a great sport. Is it going to improve your art? Is the question that I would ask. Their choice, their call. Definitely not Duda, hello to you. TB, hello to you. Nana Hobbob, cheers Keanu. Cheers Keanu. Guys, can I just, you've seen me in this, yeah? This has been officially worn in the cheers Keanu. Subscribed with Prime, Nana Hobbob. Subscribed for 6 months. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Nana, that's wonderful. That is, that's real good. That's a great way to start. And an even better way to start is by taking this off. Oh, it's a wonderful jacket. Oh, it's a terrific jacket. Absolutely. But it is like a sweat box in here, what with all the lights. It's a warm evening here in New York City. So, Nana Hobble gifting a tier 1 sub to Definitely Not Duda. They've given 6 gift subs in this channel. Nana. Mwah. Mwah. I love you more than I love my own Nana. To be fair, we were never that close. So it's not the biggest hurdle to overcome, but still, you've overcome it. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Wild and unbridled generosity. And I get it. It's incredible content. And you want to reward it. I get it. Thank you so much for doing it, though, because you don't have to do it. It's going to be happening regardless. Let's look at the rounds. What rounds have we got this week? Yay or nay, as ever. Look close, as ever. Spotlight, that's always there. Nah, you can't get away from it. And the 2 rando rounds we've got, Gimme 5, an odd one out. Gimme 5, and odd one out. So, the winner of last week, Definitely Not Duda, gets, of course, free reign to select one of these, whichever one definitely would like. And that is one that we'll definitely be playing. And I suppose, as it seems like we've got a trio of viewers, unless anyone else wants to pitch in, TB and Nana, you get to choose one as well. Again, the high point scorer getting to pick around really is going to mean a whole lot more when we get 50 hundo people in this quiz. What have we got? Definitely says odd one out. That's a great choice. It's a fantastic round, and I'm really proud of it. And I think it's going to look quite cool as well. So TB and Nana, you both get a shot as well. Which rounds would you like to play? TB goes, give me 5. Nana goes to Spotlight. Everybody loves a Spotlight, and those will be our rounds. Wonderful stuff. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the new countdown. There was a couple of little compliments there for it. That will be the same video that plays every single week, but in a fun twist. Thanks to my creativity, I will actually, what I'm doing there on my phone, a lot of people say, oh, you're on your phone, you're disconnecting from the world. I'm learning when I'm on my phone. And I will be learning about a different thing each week, even though it's the same video. This week, for instance, I was learning about the band, the Alan Parsons Project, which seemed to be a project based on ego and awkward conversations, as Alan Parsons was one of only 2 people that were in that band. I just think brainstorming the name of that band is a conversation dripping with drama and intrigue that I would have very much enjoyed being privy to. Got any ideas, Alan, for the name of the band? Yeah, I've got one. You might not like it, but he did, and they went with it. That's great. Okay, so let's go with what have we got? Let's start with Gimme 5. Oh! Nope, that's the wrong thing, because it was Movie Ladder last week, wasn't it? We all knew that. We all know that. That's a shame. But still, we move on. We live and learn. The topic so Gimme 5 for the uninitiated is around where there is only one question. Nana Hobbob, what a twist. This, I like to keep you guys on your toes. I also like to devour this ice cold water. It's beautiful. I'm only going to ask you one question. I'm going to ask you to give me 5 of something. And you just have to write down as many things as, hopefully 5 things within that category. If you write down 5 and there's all 5, you get 5 points. If you write down 6 and they're all right, you get 5 points. If you write down 5 and 2 are right, you get 2 points. Do you understand? It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And it's quite tricky. It is quite tricky, this one. I'm going to forewarn you. And if anybody is looking for somebody to blame, TB Douglas chose this round. So, I would like you to give me 5 films or TV shows in which Sean Bean has died. Sean Bean, famously one of the most killable actors in history, become a running joke, a running gag of sorts, that Sean Bean is going to die if he is in something. To the point that he has actually, in doing research for this, I found out that he has actually started to veer away from scripts where he will die, claiming that it's just too obvious at this point. People expect, if they see Sean Bean in a film, they expect he's not going to make it past Act 2. And so he started to avoid that. But in his long storied career to this point, there have been, I'll give you the number of this, 23 films or TV shows where he has died. DB Douglas, are these the only points we can get in this round? Because if so, I'm in trouble. Well, there is the musing, but this is the category. This is the category, films or TV shows in which Sean Bean has died. If you're struggling, TB, I would suggest just thinking of films or TV shows in which Sean Bean has been. Because he is, he's died in a lot of them. So you might as well take a punt. might as well take a punt. I will say most of the big things that Sean Bean he has died in. Okay? So you just think of some stuff that he's been in. I don't think you'll go far wrong, personally. Here's another fun fact about Sean Bean, and a really peculiar one for me. His real name, I'm not even sure if his surname is real. His real first name, Sean, is a stage name of sorts. Sean is a stage name. His real first name is Sean, but just spelled differently. I'm not sure what the point of that is, personally. It's a real intriguing... It's that kind of fact that you learn. And then you're looking in the fridge one night for some kind of snack, and you just think, why has he done that? Why has he done that, Sean? Why has Sean Bean decided to change the spelling of his first name? I mean, he's a mystery. He's a mystery. That's one of the things that I think makes him such a great actor, that he keeps you guessing, keeps you thinking, long after, Another minute or two on this, because it is tricky, and this is the only question we're going to have in this round. Give me 5 films or TV shows in which Sean Bean has died. It's just nice enjoying that silence sometimes, isn't it? Lovely. And as I mentioned before, this isn't the only points you can get in this round. Every round we will test your brain, we will test your imaginosphere. That's the brain done. Imaginosphere, here we go. In any of the previously mentioned films and TV shows, it's your job to protect Sean Bean from dying. How would you do it? You're a bodyguard of sorts in whatever world this film is set in. You have to adapt yourself into a bodyguard, a protector of Sean Bean. Or it could be in a more general sense, you could be some kind of superhero. You could be some kind of societal protector. You don't have to necessarily be on his payroll, on retainer by Sean Bean. How are you protecting him, though? How are you protecting him? Obviously, TB was worried about getting some points. Hopefully you've got at least one film or TV show in which Sean Bean has died. So otherwise it could be tricky. Or, this could just end up being generally, how are you going to protect Sean? Just protect Sean, generally speaking. How are you going to do it? How are you going to do that? TB Douglas, it is tricky. It is tricky. It is tricky. I will go with the general approach. You do that, TB. You do that. And I'm sure it's going to be absolutely crackerjack. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Wonderful stuff. Should we move on? Let's move on. Let's go back to main. A tricky first round, guys. A tricky first round. People on rocky ground here. Rocky ground. How do we get that back? Simple. Spotlight, of course. Spotlight, of course, guys. Game recognizes game. As an artiste, you have to be willing to shine a light on the work of other artists and be nice about it. That way, if they want to be polite, they have to say nice stuff about your art. Quid pro quo, circle of life, moves us all. Yeah? But before we look at who the spotlight falls on in this quiz, we of course, definitely is already asking. Definitely such a big fan of this young lady. Such a big fan. I say this young lady, she's actually older than you probably realize, because she has been famous for quite some time. It's your favorite and mine. Your favorite and mine is, of course, Lucy Liu. How are you doing today, Lucy? Are you doing well? It is warm, isn't it? It is very warm. I'm feeling pretty sweaty, even with taking the sparkly blazer off. But we're very, very pleased to have you. Obviously, now is your weekly time to just kind of share what's on your mind, any thoughts, any musings, amusing stories from set, funny stories, inspiration, perhaps some kind of philosophy, or what would you like to... You've got a joke. Okay, we have been here before, haven't we, Lucy? Is this a blue joke? Is this a dirty joke, or is this maybe a glib witticism of the kind you might expect Oscar Wilde to say? What have we got? Why is really? We're doing this. Okay. Why is diarrhea hereditary? Diarrhea, Lucy. It's the most puerile and infantile of all the fecal matters. I don't know, Lucy. Why is diarrhea hereditary? Because it runs in your genes. Why you do this, Lucy? Why you do this to me, babe? You're so beautiful. Such a beautiful soul inside and out. And yet this filth. I mean, definitely likes it. TB's not a fan. I mean, you're lucky I can't stay mad at you because you are just so attractive. So thank you, Lucy. Thank you for brightening our day and cheapening the tone of the show with your puerile sense of humor. Thank you very much, Lucy, and we'll see you next time. All the best. Wow. Right? Wow. So as for the real spotlight this week, we have got a real stunner, someone that I'm really excited to talk about, an inspiration, I think, for all of us people with, what do we say, large faces, let's say. It is, of course, Mr. Jim Carrey. Look at him there, having a dance, being silly, pulling a funny face. It's James Carrey of Canada. So we're going to have a lot of fun learning about Jim Carrey. We're going to see how much you already know about him. I'm sure you won't know everything. Hopefully everyone will learn a little bit of something. Let's start with question 1. That's traditional. Question 1. Name any person or character that Jim Carrey impersonated on his first late-night talk show stand-up comedy set on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson in 1983. That's a long-winded question, guys. So I'm going to say it for you again. I will read it out for you again. Just for all those people who have a little bit of difficulty reading. Name any person or character that Jim Carrey impersonated on his first late-night talk show stand-up comedy set on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson in 1983. 1983. We're going back quite a way here. Almost 40 years. Good Lord. Almost 40 years here. He was on Johnny Carson. He started out as an impressionist. And I will say, he started out as an impressionist, sometimes not even saying anything. Obviously, he's got such a rubbery face. He was able to mimic people visually, which is a gift that not a lot of people have. So he did quite a few people. So if you weren't there in 1983 watching the Johnny Carson Tonight Show, then maybe think of some people that a lot of people do impressions of, a lot of people with very distinctive looks, and some people that are maybe characters as well. Just any of them. Name any of them and you'll get the point. Any person or character that Jim Carrey impersonated on his first late-night talk show stand-up comedy set on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson in 1983. Somebody stop not me. Jim Carrey, if he were here, probably. That's a great point, Nana. That's a great point. Somebody stop not me. One of Jim Carrey's famous quotes from his films. And if he were here, he might stop me. He seems like a bit of a weirdo. And why not? Question number 2. Jim Carrey starred in 3 hit films in 1994: Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Dumb and Dumber, and which other? Now, I had to mention 1994. I had to mention 1994 in the questions about Jim Carrey in his Spotlight round, because this is the first year that he really came to prominence. IMO. Global prominence, let's say. For this, not a lot of people would have known who Jim Carrey was. People in the stand-up world, sure. Some people who enjoyed was the sketch show that he was on, In Living Colour, maybe if you're into that. But from a global standpoint, he came onto the scene in 1994, and he came on with one of the most incredible creative years in history. IMHO. 3 hit films absolutely stormed the world, took the world by storm. It's Jim Carrey 1994. I suppose I'd put Notme 2020 up there. Just an astonishing year as well. Maybe Michael Jackson, whatever year Thriller came out. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Dumb and Dumber, and which other film? Question number 3. For which satirical 1998 film was Jim Carrey nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama? This was his first Golden Globe nomination, because, of course, the Golden Globes aren't big fans of silly knockabout comedies, the type that Jim Carrey turned into an art form. Is that right? I don't know. Maybe that's one of the reasons Tom Cruise gave back his Golden Globes. He said, guys, we need to be recognizing silly comedies. They are art. And if that's why he did it, then fair play to him. Fair play to Tom. Yeah? Going to put another light on, but there's a thing in the way. 1998 satirical film, Jim Carrey nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. Not comedy. Not comedy. A little bit more serious with this one. There's your clue. Question number 4. For which role did Jim Carrey train with a CIA operative to learn how to withstand torture and interrogation? I'll ask that question again because it's a bit weird. For which role did Jim Carrey train with a CIA operative? I think as a former CIA operative, but you get the point. To learn to withstand torture and interrogation. Gave him all these kind of techniques. For which film did Jim Carrey? Yeah, Jim Carrey. Really? Jim Carrey did this? Yeah, Jim Carrey. All I'll say is this: the answer may surprise you. And then this one. This one's pretty special, guys. You know me. I'm not one to blow my own trumpet, but this is a pretty special question. Name 5 feature-length movies that Jim Carrey has acted in that feature titles with multiple words beginning with the same letter. I'll read that again. Name 5 feature-length movies that Jim Carrey has acted in with titles with multiple words beginning with the same letter. So let's go for a film that Jim Carrey hasn't starred in. Bad Boys. Say Jim Carrey was in Bad Boys. You could say Bad Boys because bad, stay with me, starts with the same letter, in this instance B, as boys, which you should also realize at this point also begins with B. Bad starts with B. Boys starts with B. Bad Boys, name of the film, the only thing that stops that being an acceptable answer in this round is that Jim Carrey is nowhere to be seen in that film. And you can't hear him either. He played no part in that film. TB Douglas, tough week for me. I'm sorry, TB. But it just means you get to learn that much more. Definitely not does the count. The does not count. The does not count. That's a great question, definitely. Well done for clarifying. The does not count. Okay. And there are... There are 13 to choose from, so you only need 5. 5 of the 13. Okay? Gosh, that's a great question. Just having to really get my head around how good a question that is. It's difficult. It's difficult. If you don't get all 5, you don't get the point. Tough week for you, TB. Tough week for everybody. And that's absolutely fine, because everybody is dealing with the same questions, yeah? Week to week, you might get an easier one, you might get a trickier one. That's all done. That's all the questions. Here's the musing. Here's the musing right now. Boom. Which film would you most like to visit the parallel universe where Jim Carrey played the leading role? So basically, this is a classic recasting question. Jim Carrey has a very particular brand. Obviously, he's diversified it with certain other films, but you know what you're getting with Jim Carrey, yeah? You know what you're getting with Jim Carrey. In the infinite universes hypothesis, there is a universe where I, for instance, am playing the lead role in American Beauty. And a lot of people would still feel comfortable watching it today. Yeah? Similarly, there is a universe where Jim Carrey is playing the lead role in every single film. Every single film. So in that universe, which film would you most enjoy watching? I would love to see Jim Carrey play the lead role in this film. That's what I want from here. And if you want to drop in a Y, if you want to drop in a little bit of extra color, a little bit of extra flavor, might help you get that extra point. These points aren't guaranteed, guys. Anyone else get hot teeth? I don't know if it's necessarily hot teeth, but it really feels nice on a hot day to get some cold water and just keep it in your mouth for a bit. It just cools down your teeth. Everyone else? Yeah, I thought so. Let's go back to Maine. Let's go back to Maine. 2 rounds down, 1 round to go, guys. 2 rounds down, 1 round to go. And as I did say before, Ken, I'm not one to blow my own trumpet. I do say that a lot, but this one's killer. Odd one out. I'm going to show you some pictures, guys. These pictures are going to be could be of people, could be of things. They're all to do with art in some way, some kind of creativity. Yeah? I'm not going to tell you who they are or what they are. You're going to have to get that from the picture. So you're going to have to ascertain who or what these 4... so they're going to be in groups of 4. You're going to have to ascertain who or what each of these 4 things are. One of them will not be like the others. Okay? One of them will not be like the others. And you need to tell me which one. Now, the benefit with this is that you do not need to show your working necessarily. So if you don't know, take a punt. You've got a 25% chance. 1 in 4. Nice odds for you here. But if you do get the reason, then you're going to feel a little bit better about yourself in general. A few swagger points up for grabs here, yeah? A few swagger points, okay? Here we go. Oh, this is a great round. This is a great round. Question number 1, guys. Question number 1. Who are these people? Who are these people? 3 of them are linked in some way, and one of them does not share that same link. I just need you to tell me who. Who is the odd one out, which is why I've called this round Odd One Out. One of them is odd. Just doesn't fit in with the rest. I think we've all been there at different points in our life where we just haven't fit in. This is to celebrate these, just to celebrate the little guy, you know? Look how well that's all laid out as well. Is it? Annoyingly, it doesn't quite match up in the middle, but near enough, near enough. Still looks great, still looks great. And a quartet of lookers. Quartet of good-looking, talented folks. That's question 1. Question number 2. Okay. So these aren't people. These are other things. I mean, I can say they're movies, aren't they? Because they've got the titles of the movies on the thing. But one of these doesn't fit in with the rest of them. One of these is not like the others. Which one is the odd one out? Do we need a bit of music? Need a bit of music here? Maybe we do. Question number 3. Who's the odd one out here? Again, some lovely looking ladies, one and all. Ubelwood 9087. Want to become famous? You know I do. Buy followers and viewers. Oh, disgusting. Disgusting Ubelwood 9087. How do we do the thing? How do we I'm gonna just time you out. I'm gonna time you out, Ubelwood 908 for 600 seconds. Take that. Question number 4. Who are these people? And who's the odd one out? Again, you don't need to tell me why necessarily. Oh, I'll give you some things that I'm not thinking about actually. This is a good. I thought that's what I should have done. So maybe we'll go back and do this for the other ones as well. This has nothing to do with the fact that John Lennon is the only Caucasoid among them. This hasn't got anything to do with the fact that Kanye West is generally from a different era. His heyday is much later than the others. Nothing to do with that. What else is it nothing to do with? I don't know. Doesn't have anything to do with eyesight. Let's say that. Doesn't have to do with any criminal accusations. There we go. That's number 4. And then number 5. This has nothing to do with what could it be? Nothing to do with numbers. 30 Rock and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Nothing to do with numbers. Nothing to do with where they're set. Nothing to do with Any actors that might appear in multiple of these? Nothing to do with that. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Because, I mean, again, ultimately this doesn't matter, because if you think it's one of these and it's for the wrong reason, then that's fine, because you still get the point. You don't need to worry about the reasoning for it. Okay. And there we go. That's the round over. Wasn't that incredible? And then the final musing. Oh, I can't do this musing. I've just realized I can't do this musing because it does actually spoil one of the answers. That's a real disappointment. That's a real disappointment because it's a great one as well. That's such a shame. That's such a shame. Oh my goodness. Okay. You can do this, not me. You thrive under pressure. Thrive under pressure. Your musing for this round is... How many... No. Okay, so the last one was about is obviously a quartet of sitcoms. Which sitcom world and which sitcom kind of group of main characters would you most like to be friends with? Would you most like to be a part of? And it doesn't have to just be based on these four. It can be any sitcom in the world. A sitcom where you think, I would love to be in this to interact with these characters. Let's go with that. I rescued that one from the brink, guys. From the absolute flippin' brink. No, I'm not gonna spoil it, Nana. I'm not gonna spoil it. I respect you guys too damn much for that. Which sitcom group of characters would you most like to be a part of? Let's say that. Let's go back to Maine. My goodness. My God. But well done. You survived the questions. You survived the musings. Well done, you guys. Before we get to the answers, as ever, I'm going to give you a fact of the week as a little reward here. Here's your fact of the week. There is a town in Norway called Longyearbyen where it is illegal to die because buried bodies don't decompose quickly enough because of the permafrost, so bacteria and viruses can persist. So if you're feeling peaky, they'll kick you out. And if you do actually die there, they will transport you somewhere else immediately. I think I'd like to go there so that I could never die. And then maybe you could all join me there and we could all just do this forever.
Wouldn't that be comforting?
Let's get on with some answers, shall we? Let's get on with some answers. My goodness. Let's get on with some answers. What round was the first round? Oh, it's Give Me 5, wasn't it? Give Me 5. Yeah. Transition across. Thank you very much. Give me 5. So, the musing was, in any of the previously mentioned films and TV shows, it's your job to protect Sean Bean from dying. How would you do it? Don't tell me. Don't say it out loud because I can't hear that. Get it in the chat, guys. Get it in the chat while I go through some of the answers to this. So we're looking for 5 films or TV shows in which Sean Bean has died. You will get 1 point for any of these answers that you gave up to a maximum of 5. Like I say, you could write down all of these and still only get 5 points. 5 points is what we're looking for. Here we go. Like I said, there's quite a few. Caravaggio from 1986. Well done if you got that. War Requiem, The Field, Lorna Doone, Clarissa, Screen 1, Tell Me That You Love Me, Patriot Games, the first one I've heard of. Scarlet, GoldenEye. That's. I imagine a lot of people would have put GoldenEye. Airborne, Essex Boys, Don't Say a Word. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Again, probably another popular one. Lots of arrows in him. Equilibrium, wonderful film, all about guns. Henry VIII, The Island with Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor. The Hitcher, remake of the Rutger Hauer classic. He dies in that. Outlaw, Far North, Red Riding, 1974, which is, I believe, was about the Yorkshire Ripper murders. Cash, with a $sign instead of the S. Black Death, Death Race 2, Age of Heroes, Game of Thrones, Baylor. If you just wrote Game of Thrones, we'll give you that. Silent Hill Revelation, based on a video game. Wicked Blood, parentheses, Bad Blood. The Frankenstein Chronicles, Lost and Found, or Kingsglaive, Final Fantasy 15, which is an animated film, but he still managed to die. So well done. Well done if you got any of those. As I say, your GoldenEyes, your Lord of the Rings is, maybe Equilibrium, maybe The Island, maybe Game of Thrones. So there's a few that I imagine people will get, but if you got 5 on that, absolutely huge pat on the back to you. That was not easy. Musing in any of the previously mentioned films and TV shows, it's your job to protect Sean Bean from dying. How do you do it? How do you do it? Definitely not do that. I would seduce him in Rivendell. Definitely going the seduction route. In Rivendell, which I believe is Lord of the Rings, convince him not to go with the group to Mordor because he is getting it good from definitely. Absolutely. I mean, you're using your womanly charms to seduce Sean Bean in that. He's a red-blooded Middle-earth man. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? And it's, Fellowship of the Ring, there's 9 people there. You think, they could probably make do with 8. They could probably, admittedly, 4 of them are tiny little boy things, but they could make do. Come on, they've got Viggo Mortensen, they've got Gandalf. Fine. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. TB, I don't know Sean Bean films. Gone for the General. That's fine. That's fine. I would kit him out with full body protective gear. Think police riot gear with a reinforced helmet. Reinforced helmet. You think a lot of people are going to be going for the head with the Sean Bean. A lot of Sean's enemies going to be going right for the bean. TB says, already thought of it. Pachong, pitching, fuckow. That would work. That would work. Would it work with the Equilibrium? He gets shot in the chest. So that would work. That would work if he's got a reinforced... I mean, he'd probably still take a bit of a hit, but wouldn't die. So that's good. He kind of gets shot through a book, I believe. It's very, very dramatic. Can't recommend that film enough. Middle-earth, arrows. Yeah, that would work. GoldenEye. James Bond drops like a satellite on him. So that... I'm not sure that would necessarily work there. But from a general standpoint, TB, I think you're onto a winner there. Onto a winner. Great stuff. Nana Hobbob, in the case of Game of Thrones. Okay, here we go, Game of Thrones. I would tell him to be less morally outspoken. In the case of Lord of the Rings, be more morally upstanding. So it's all about the morals. You're playing a kind of almost a good Iago, just kind of whispering in the ear, hey, Sean, FYI, I think you should just keep it down a little bit. Yeah, little bit, morally outspoken. You're giving it a bit of this. Maybe just knock that on the head. Maybe write some letters to some people. If you really think people should know, write some letters. Let's not kick off about this. Let's not cause any problems. Yeah? And then you will remain living. Great advice, Nana. Great advice. Lord of the Rings, be more morally upstanding. Absolutely. Just come on, Sean. Don't be. He's only a little boy. He's only a little boy, and he's got the face of a little girl. Oh, it's Frodo. Don't be mean to him, okay? Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Points all round, guys. Points all round. Great musings. Enjoyed them a lot. Spotlight time. This was a spotlight all about Mr. James Carrey. There he is. The musing was, which film would you most like to visit the parallel universe where Jim Carrey played the leading role? Yeah, there's a confusingly worded musing, but sometimes that's the best way to do things. So give me a film that you would like to see Jim Carrey playing the leading role, and I would like you to get it in the chat. No, don't need to hit you again. Thank you very much, though, for rocking up. Question number 1. Name any person or character that Jim Carrey impersonated on his first late-night talk show stand-up comedy set on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson in 1983. I just need one of these. Any one of these. Even if it's a guess, even if it is a punt, you're going to get that point. You could have gone with Elvis Presley, Leonid Brezhnev. Yeah, it's 1983, guys. Remember that. Jack Nicholson with the eyebrows. He did the eyebrows, and he's very good. Bruce Dern. I've only known Bruce Dern as a very old man, so that impression didn't really, kind of went over my head a little bit. Clint Eastwood was wonderful. He kind of reprises it in a film that we might mention in a second. Charles Bronson of the Death Wish series. Michael Landon, no idea. James Dean, of course. He does this wonderful collar up and the squinty eyes. A lot of these characters pretty squinty. E.T. does a funny thing with a finger. Charles Nelson Riley, no idea. Characters from My Three Sons, never heard of it. Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. If you get any of those, well done, because I think that was quite tricky in hindsight. Question number 2. Jim Carrey starred in 3 hit films in 1994. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Dumb and Dumber, and, of course, The Mask. Hot dang. 1 year. 1 year. Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, and The Mask. Just saying, excuse me, world. It is Jim's Carrey's times. This is Jim's Carrey's times, okay? Don't think that 1994 is significant for any other reason. First World Cup in the USA, don't care. This is Jim's Carrey's times. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Question number 3. For which satirical 1998 film was Jim Carrey nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama? It's pretty emotional, guys, and he does a wonderful job with it. And for a large part of it, finishes off with a real big fisherman's jumper, or sweater, as the Americans might say, tucked right in. It's a little bit off-putting once you notice it, but just a character choice, I guess, in The Truman Show. Well done if you got that one right. Question number 4. For which role did Jim Carrey train with a CIA operative to learn to withstand torture and interrogation? It was, oddly enough, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the full-body prosthesis. Took hours and hours. The first day took 8.5 hours to put that prosthesis on. He said it felt like being suffocated every day. Felt like being buried alive. Goes to Ron Howard, says, "Can't do this, Ron. I'm not having any happy days," right? Ron says, "Don't worry about this. I'm going to go to my producing partner, something Glazer, John Glazer maybe, who knows somebody in the CIA, Hollywood types." And he, trains with him. He says, "Hey, here's how you deal with interrogation," so that he could go through that. He did that 100 times, putting that makeup on. 100 times. It's a wonderful performance. I'm very glad that he did it. Question number 5. Name 5 feature-length movies that Jim Carrey has acted in that feature titles with multiple words beginning with the same letter. I need 5 of these. 4 of these is going to get you nothing. Going to get you nothing. A little bit of respect from me. So please let me know in the chat if you did get 4. It's not going to get you the point, though. Earth Girls Are Easy. Earth Easy. Mike Hammer, Murder Takes All. Never heard of it either. Dumb and Dumber. That's a big one. Liar, Liar. That's another one. Man on the Moon. Andy Kaufman. Me, Myself, and Irene. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who. A Christmas Carol. Mr. Popper's Penguins, Dumb and Dumber 2, or The Bad Batch. Any of those, any 5 of those will get you that point. And if I've missed any out, please let me know in the chat, although I think you definitely will anyway. without me prompting. Musing. Which film would you most like to visit the parallel universe where Jim's Carrey's... Why is it Jim's always? Jim Carrey played the leading role. Let's see what we've got in the chat. Here. TB Douglas. Willy Wonka. Oh! Willy Wonka in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Johnny Depp was good. He was good, wasn't he? Such an attractive fellow. But Jim Carrey would have been amazing. That is an outstanding choice, TB. An outstanding choice. Got that kind of manic energy. Got that slight sinisterness to Jim Carrey often. Slight sinisterness. Because there's craziness, but there's something behind his eyes. You saw that in Man on the Moon. You saw that in Batman Forever. The kind of guy that would, essentially have a workforce based on indentured servitude. You think, yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. Wonderful suggestion. That's outrageously good. Definitely not due to Uncle Buck. Woo! Hitting it out of the park tonight, guys. It's a real strong round. I feel like it would have been equally as good as John Candy, just different, and I would love to see it. I couldn't agree more. John Candy brings what John Candy brings. Jim Carrey brings what Jim Carrey brings. Both Uncle Bucks would have been amazing. Oh my goodness, amazing. And again, that sinisterness. When he takes the door off the hinges with the power tool and he's got the cigar. I'd love to see what Jim would have brought to that. Love to see it. Young Macaulay Culkin, I think he would have bounced off him really well. Nana Hobbob, Apocalypse Now. Now, here is a left field choice. Let me read on. He could highlight the maddening effects of the Vietnam War in a different way than Martin Sheen. Absolutely Martin Sheen. Because here's the thing with Apocalypse Now, guys. And I don't want to criticize. It's a wonderful film. Really made me want to go and visit Vietnam one day. I heard it's beautiful. And some of the scenery there, unbelievable. But Sheen's supposed to be like a tough guy in that, right? And he's just a very small, unassuming chap, in my opinion. What this gives you is a slightly different feel, sure. But you get that sense with that film where people are telling you, oh, this guy's bad news. He's going to rough you up. You think, Little Martin? No, surely not. So it creates that character that, like, when things kick off, he's just going to bust out some crazy stuff. But he's very unassuming. Whereas Jim Carrey, rangy. He could fight. Jim Carrey's it'd be like fighting a spider monkey. Just coming at you, biting your face and stuff. He's got those teeth. Size of mugs they are. Oh, I mean, well done me for coming up with the actual question, but well done you guys. Points, or if I could give you more points, I would, guys. These are 3 absolutely top-notch suggestions. I can't be happier with the way that you did. Points all round. Absolutely fantastic. Odd one out. Musing. Oh, gosh, what was the musing? Which sitcom's cast would you like to be a part of? Which sitcom's cast of characters would you most like to hang out with? Yeah, that's good enough. And I'm not going to tell you the one that I was originally going to do, because we'll do it another week, because it is genuinely that astonishing. So get that in the chat, please. So who have we got here? We have top left, we've got Scarlett Johansson. Top right, we've got Jack Black. Bottom right, we've got Beck. Bottom left, we've got Al Green. Scarlett Johansson, Jack Black, Al Green. They've all got colours in their names. Beck once had an album called Colours. Beck is the odd one out. Yeah, it works well, doesn't it? Looks good. So, yeah, for whatever reason, if you wrote Beck, you win. Well done, you get the point. Here we've got The Post. Here we've got Lincoln. Here we've got Interstellar. And here we've got Schindler's List. 4 wonderful films. Difference being Interstellar is directed by Mr. Christopher Nolan. But The Post, Lincoln and Schindler's List, all directed by Mr. Steven Spielberg. He was originally attached to direct Interstellar until he passed on it. And then the film's writer, Jonathan Nolan, just said, "Why you go with my brother?" And the film was born. So Interstellar is the odd one out here. Looks weird, doesn't it? Negative. Number 3. We've got top left, we've got Michelle Yeoh. We've got Franca Potente. We've got Halle Berry. And we've got the late, great, the beauty, one of life's great beauties, Dame Diana Rigg there, bottom left. And nice and simply, we've got 3 Bond girls there and 1 Jason Bourne girl. Franca Potente is the odd one out, being Jason Bourne's love interest. What's her name? Something beginning with N. M. Marcia? I think it's that. Then we've got Tomorrow Never Dies on Her Majesty's Secret Service, I think. And then Halle Berry was in Die Another Day, the one with Madonna. So well done if you got that one right, Franca Potente. Number 4, we've got Stevie Wonder. We've got Kanye West. We've got John Lennon. And we've got Michael Jackson. Now, John Lennon, most successfully in a band called the Beatles, writing and performing a lot of songs with Mr. Paul McCartney. Stevie Wonder wrote and performed Ebony and Ivory with Stevie Wonder. Michael Jackson wrote and performed The Girl Is Mine with Paul McCartney. Kanye West has not had a hit single duetting with Paul McCartney. So he is the odd one out. I was hoping I'd be able to like tap the kind of visibility thing and it would just flash, but I don't think that works very well. So I'll just turn it off. So Kanye West, for whatever reason you put down, Kanye West is the right one. And then number 5, what have we got here? Sitcoms. We've got 4 wonderful sitcoms here: Parks and Recreation, The Good Place, 30 Rock, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. 3 of those were created or in some ways created actually, because I didn't go with The Office in the end, by Mr. Michael Schur, who must be a fantastically interesting and wealthy man by this point. The one that wasn't, 30 Rock. Parks and Recreation, Michael Schur. The Good Place, Michael Schur. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Michael Schur. Michael Schur playing, for those 4 fans of The American Office, played Mose, Dwight Schrute's cousin Mose. And he created 3 of these. So there we go. Wasn't that a great round? I'm really pleased with that. I think that worked out absolutely fantastic. Whoa! Did you see it? Oh, you might have seen it, mightn't you? Did you see it? Let me know if you saw it. I don't know. What have we got for the musing, though? Definitely not due to New Girl. New Girl. Absolutely. New Girl, interesting. Because New Girl is clearly set in a world... TP Douglas didn't see anything. Thank you, TP. Set in a world, I believe, set in some kind of heaven for the main character of Jess. Because every episode, she does something ridiculous. A lot of episodes, let's say. She does something ridiculous, gets involved in people's lives, makes an absolute nuisance of herself. But by the end of the episode, reality has warped in such a way that everybody else has to just apologize to her and say, you know what, Jess? You were right. You're the best. You are the greatest person that's ever lived. And so I think that would be quite interesting to see how far she would go if you were with her day to day. How far she could go and yet still have Matrix-style reality just kind of bend and ripple around her to create a situation wherein she is, sorry, Jess, you were in the right. And lots of funny guys there. Lots of funny people there. Jake Johnson with his funny hoarse voice. That's great. Nana Hobo, Happy Days. Seemed pretty stress-free. Oh, it really did, didn't it? Back in the 50s. Just nothing, nothing going wrong. Nothing to worry about. Racism, sure. But aside from that, just everybody just footloose and fancy free. Hey, Fonz, could you hit the jukebox? Bang! There it is. Absolutely superb. Yeah. Nice and chilled. Nice and chilled, Nana. That's a great suggestion. And TB would go with Parks and Recreation. So many great characters. And I get to be best friends with Leslie Knope. So you think you could usurp Nurse Ann Perkins as her best friend? She's pretty insistent that Anne is her best friend. So that is just the kind of sassy confidence that we expect from TB Douglas. That's fantastic. But a wonderful ensemble cast and a wonderful cast of characters in Parks and Recreation. So again, fantastic all round. We just about got there, guys. We just about got there. Because one of them, would have spoiled it. Silly, not me. Silly. But you did manage to recover spectacularly well. Which means, oh gosh, there's only one thing left to do, guys. It's your favourite minute of the week and mine. Baby, let's do this. Minute to win it, guys. Minute to win it. Can you see anything there? No, you can't. It did a weird thing, the camera. Oh, I don't want to mess around with it because it might show the answer. Yes, so minute to win it. I'm going to give you a topic. You need to make some guesses as to something that is within that topic. It's kind of like Gimme 5 in that way, but just displayed in a slightly different way, which makes it a completely different thing. You'll have a minute to make your guesses. Each guess has to be in a separate message in chat. Make as many guesses as you can, because at the end, I'll reveal the answer that I have written down, because that is a live feed down there. That is a live feed. I can see it right now, but I've messed around with the gamma to make it invisible at this point until the light shines, and then you're going to see it. Okay, so this week, the Center for Disease Control, CDC, has said, hey, if you've got all your vaccinations, you don't need to wear a mask in public anymore. Some people are saying it's too soon. Other people saying it's not soon enough. Other people are just spouting all kinds of crazy stuff because that's their remit. That's their thing. That's their thing. And if they started making sense now, I kind of feel out of character. So what I'm looking for, guys, I thought, masks. Okay, fair enough. Maybe go with characters who wear masks. Characters from fiction who wear masks. And I thought that's too broad. TB Douglas, some people are just angry whatever happens. Absolutely. And like I say, that's their character. Would we criticize Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation for being a bit, unemotional about things? No, it's his deal. It's his deal. So there are too many masked characters. So let's narrow it down slightly by going for semi-masked characters. Okay, so I'm looking for characters from fiction, any fiction, that wear masks that only cover up part of their face. Okay, where part of their face is still exposed. What have we got? TV goes straight in with Batman, definitely not Judah Bane, Hannah Hobbs, Zorro, TV Douglas Catwoman, fantastic, TV Douglas Daredevil, another superhero, a lot of superheroes here. Absolutely right. Flurry. Slow down a little bit. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's a great shout now. That's a great shout. Back down to I guess the fact that they're covering up the fact that they're turtles is like, dude, you can see that they're turtles. It's clear that they're turtles. Anybody else? Phantom of the Opera, Nana. Well done. TV. Hannibal Lecter. Absolutely. He wears the crazy guy mask. Don't eat me, Hannibal. Captain America. Another fantastic one. Oh, that was wonderful. That was some of them in there that I did not think of. I'll be honest. Wolverine. I'll accept it, TB. I'll accept it. Wolverine. Not the Hugh Jackman Wolverine, but the cartoon Wolverine from the cartoon. We all remember the cartoon. Let's see what the answer was, and see whether anybody got it. Ooh. It's exciting. It's exciting. Splanow! The first one. The first guess. Batman. T.B. Douglas hitting that 2-point win. Well done, TB. Good Lord. Oh, just gets the blood pumping. Absolutely. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Struggling with the gimme 5. So here, just to give you that little extra leg up, TB. Wonderful stuff. Which means you all have all the points that you're going to be getting on this quiz. So let's tot them up whilst you tot up your scores and pop them in the chat. I want to remind you that in this quiz, aside from picking a round the following week, you're only competing against yourself, guys, yeah? The real quiz was inside us all along. There is no point threshold to being smart. If you have got all the questions right that you feel you could realistically have been expected to get, I mean, if you've never seen a Sean Bean film, who's going to expect you to get 5 where he's died, huh? If you've got all the questions right that you could realistically have been expected to get, you are smart. And I want to hear you say, I am smart, okay? And if you're watching this on YouTube, not live, make sure you write down your score and your amusing answers in the comments below, guys, because I would love to hear how you did. And click the thumbs up. Why not? You're having fun. You're having fun. What have we got? What have we got? TB, 13. I am smart. Absolutely you're smart, TB. That's a great result. Great result. Definitely not due to 12. Nana Hobbob 13. Well done you guys as well. Which means we got a tie. And for the first time in history, guys, I have a tiebreaker already. Already and set up, baby. I want to take you back to the early 2000s. Maybe like 2010. Late 2000s. Thank you, TB. Appreciate that. If you've got a movie with a kind of nebbishy, kind of little weedy character, who do you cast? Michael Cera. There he is. Michael Cera. You say, oh, I'd love to cast Michael Cera. I just don't have the money. No worries. Jesse Eisenberg. Then Jesse starts doing all these Oscar films, yeah? Starts doing all these good films, yeah? Michael Cera starts going on Broadway or whatever, doing whatever he wants. Say, oh, I've got this kind of awkward, I'm going to cast Jesse Eisenberg. I don't really have the money for Jesse Eisenberg. No worries. Go Michael Cera. Where is this going? Where is this going? You see that? No, you don't. Which card is this? Which card is this? TB and Nana. There is a name written on this card. Is this the star of the late 2000s before 2010 Michael Cera? Or is it the champion of the 2010s, Jesse Eisenberg? Oh, Nana got in there first. Nana got in there first. Everybody loves Michael Cera. Nana got in there first. TB, by default, you have Jesse Eisenberg. Do you accept these terms? The winner of this week's... Shouldn't put it in front of my face. The winner of this week's I Am Smart, the Notme Quiz. It's Nana Hobbob. Everybody knew instinctively at a biological level that it was Michael Cera. But there can be only one Michael Cera. There can be only one Michael Cera. Nana, well done. Tough round this week. Tough round. Winning with 13, but fantastic. There was a nail biter, definitely. I'm glad. Definitely having all the stress taken away. Definitely got 12. Not even in the running. Absolutely fine. Sometimes it's nice just to be taken out of these situations. Wonderful stuff. Nana Hobble was tempted to say middle ditch. I mean, 2020 onwards. Do you know what I mean? It's a natural progression of nebbishy actors with very tightly curled brunette hair. Fast typing wins. Absolutely. Mavis Beacon would be proud. So well done, Nana. Next week you get to pick whichever round you would like to play, and realistically, the other two people who are watching will get to pick the other rounds. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody. I hope you have had fun. I hope you've learned a little something, and I hope you felt creative all at the same time. I am not me. I am Art, and I hope you will join me next time, same place, where you will have another opportunity to improve your art and say to the world and yourself, yes, baby, I am smart. Let's cool down, have some ice cold water, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.
So there we go, and well done you, whatever your score might be. I definitely think that you are smart, though prob's not as smart as me. Your art will be better, trust me on this, should be nothing short of sublime. That's why you learn, and don't stop now, I'll see you right here next time. I am smart.